This podcast is brought to you by Most Valuable Podcasts, saving your day from boredom with the best podcasting entertainment.
What's up? Real MVPs, Ricky Whitmer here, and welcome in to another episode, a special episode, I'll say, of Heel Talk. I am joined with my co-host, Soapy Muffins. Soapy, how we doing, brother?
I'm doing good, brother. I also think I pointed the wrong way, brother.
we're on each. It's been a long week. We've been on different sides with the NBA draft. We're now here back on MVP Entertainment. We're on the black brand. Now we're on the yellow brand. See, like we're bouncing black and forth because we're on MVP Sports, which is black, and now MVP or the white and black. Like, should we go? This is unrelated.
No, we gotta go black and gold. Old NXT, baby.
Oh, okay. Because
it's prime.
The background colors are black and yellow, but the writing logo colors are white and black. So would we go over the background colors, or would it be black and gold?
I go background colors.
All right.
We gotta fit the theme. We're NXT, baby.
We're on the gold brand now. We have the black brand and the gold. Yeah, we're next. We are next. Throw up the X's, Weapon X. But Soapy and I are not here to talk NXT. We're not here to talk WWE. That's actually next week. Next week we're here to make those predictions. We are here to make predictions for AEW Forbidden Door. And I say it like that because, Soapy, this may be the pay-per-view where you catch up to me.
Yeah.
Where you catch up. Like, I don't have it off the top of my hand. Like, I gotta calculate it. I know I was 3 ahead of you. I might be like 4 ahead. I think you're like
5 at this point.
Yeah.
There was one pay-per-view. I got like half of it wrong.
The last AEW one was the Memorial Day, where I was not here. We did not live stream because my girlfriend was in. I ran roughshod through that one. Bing, bing, bing. I was getting them all right. It's like I was in Tony Khan's head. This time, I don't know what's gonna happen. Like they throw New Japan at me, and I go, "Oh shoot, I don't watch New Japan."
Yeah. For peeling the curtain back, Ricky was prepping to be able to say some of the names.
I'm gonna mess them up still. I'm still gonna mess them up.
I mean, it happens. It's just it was so funny just listening to Ricky. Have to try to figure out how to pronounce some of the names because he was like, "It's said this way," and I'm like, "No, it's that way." The worst one was Takeshna because I've never seen Takeshna's name written out. I've only heard his name said. Yeah, it's one of those that you see it written out and you would read it differently than it's actually said.
Yeah, because what did I say? Takashita, and you're like Takeshna. I was like, oh shoot, that's him. Oh, so yeah, we're gonna get into this. We're gonna get into this real good. Before we get into everything, let's go through some housekeeping. Number one, Discord. Join the greatest community in the universe down below in the description. If you want to support us, you can also check out our Patreon page. You can follow us pretty much everywhere. We're podcasts on YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, live streams. We're on YouTube, Twitch, Facebook, Twitter. I think that's all we were at is YouTube, Twitch, Facebook, and Twitter. MVP Vids is what you can find us at on everything but YouTube. MVP Entertainment. Obviously, you're watching us here. Hit that like button. That's up. Subscribe button. Let us know what you guys think. Who do you guys think are going to win these matches for AEW Forbidden Door? But Soapy, let's get into this. I got my predictions up here, matches down here for the stipulations, and we got 3 pre-show matches first. The first one we're going to do is we're going to do them in order of how I have them on the Wikipedia, which is a little bit different than our prediction sheet. Also, if you want to make predictions officially too, there's a prediction sheet in the Discord. You can go to the wrestling chat and play along with everyone from the Discord as well.
Thank you, Sean, for that.
Thank you, Sean, for that. He kind of took the mantle up on his own, which I love. The resident prediction maker. He makes the sheets every week. So thank you, Sean, for taking on. Thank you, Sean. Thank you, Sean.
Thank you, Sean.
First match is Chris Statlander and Momo Watanabe against Willow Nightingale and Tam Nakano?
Yeah, Tam Nakano.
Tam Nakano. See, I almost had it right. Tam Nakano.
Yeah, with her, it's the easy way of remembering it is if you remember Bull Nakano, it's
Oh, okay.
I don't think they're actually related, if I remember correctly. I could be entirely wrong. I don't know.
Passing the mantle thing, could it be?
I think so. I honestly don't remember. Someone's gonna be like, "Wow, dummy, you don't know that."
I need the Japan Pro Wrestling people to really help me out here. I need you to correct me down in the comments because I'm gonna be wrong on a lot of them. But how do you see this match going? Who do you have winning?
I mean, I personally, this one was kind of a toss-up for me at first.
Oh, great.
And the primary reason was the fact of, I looked at it as like, okay, it's kind of two feuds intertwining. More specifically, at least, I lean more towards the AEW side. I keep up with New Japan a little bit. But this is one where I think that Chris is going to win this round. I think that we're going to get multiple matches between Chris and Willow. Obviously, a month or two ago, Chris had turned on Willow, stuck with Stokely, and betrayed Willow Nightingale. To where I think that this is going to kind of be like that first step towards like building their final matchup against each other. AEW loves to do everything in threes. It's the rule of everything. You got to do it in three.
Yeah.
If you do more, it stinks. If you do less, it stinks.
Yeah.
Three's the magic number, but I think it's getting it to where this will be the first win that Chris has over Willow in this process.
Yeah, with me, I just looked at it and I looked at the AEW side, Chris Statlander versus Willow Nightingale, and I was like, okay, who's going to win this? Who's going to win the number one of the feud, just like you said? And that's why I'm like, I got to go with Chris and Momo on this one. It really wasn't that, like, I didn't think hard and long into it. Oh, how is this? It's just like Chris, Willow, who would I pick to win? This is who I would book to win. Chris and Momo with the W. You pick it, you move on, kind of a thing. Second match on the pre-show. Mariah May versus Saraya. This is straight AEW. Kind of a Forbidden Door thing opening here because you've got Mina along with Tony Storm, who's going to be accompanying Mariah May. So I believe you had mentioned that Mariah May and Mina had teamed up in New Japan.
Yeah.
Correct? So that's kind of where the Forbidden Door is here. I'm just going easy here, and Saraya could win, but I think Mariah May gets the dub.
Yeah. I also think Mariah May is going to win it. I think there is a strong chance, though, that Saraya does win due to the fact that Mina and Tony Storm, obviously are not fans of each other. They are in the middle of a feud after all.
Yeah.
To where I think, like, my money is on Mariah May because I have her as my Owen Hart tournament winner. It just as an overall for the women's side.
Oh,
so,
by the way, I forgot the stipulation. This is an Owen Hart Cup tournament first round match.
Yeah, that's why I have Mariah May winning. Because I think that she's the one who's going to go all the way through. Because I think that's the easiest way to set up.
She's going to beat Natalya?
Well, who knows? I hope
Natalya's going to be the Joker, man. That's all I'm hearing.
Let's hope not. Let's hope for my sake, no. I can't have it that the Shane McMahon and Natalya rumor both could possibly happen. I can't have both.
What if they both are the Joker and they both win the Owen Cup on each side?
We're not going to get into that. So anyways,
Natalya makes sense, though.
So anyways, Mariah May, I think, wins.
Yeah, I'm going to go Mariah May, too. This is one where I'll be honest, you and I have a lot of similarities, except for about maybe two matches. Yeah, two matches, I'm like, I'm going to pick my spots here of where I can maybe get a win. The last match on the pre-show, oh, geez, how am I going to say this? Los Ingobernables de Japan. Is that how I say that?
Los Ingobernables.
We saw them on the last edition of Dynamite.
Yeah, it's Los Ingobernables. I already know I'm saying that wrong. Basically, it's the Ungovernables.
Okay.
Just say the English way of saying it because we're both gonna butcher it.
Yeah.
It's the Ungovernables of Japan, basically. And then versus the Lucha Bros and who's the other person in the group for them?
The Lucha Bros and Mystico.
Yeah. Okay.
You know what? I'm I'm making an audible here. I'm calling an audible, Soapy. I originally had Mystico and Bros. I am changing my mind and going with LIJ with this one. I'm going with New Japan here over the AEW, and it's just because I was looking at it. I was thinking back to last Wednesday just now, and the way they had it set up, where we found out who that fourth member was going to be of LIJ. Right, I'm like, you know what? How they set that up? I'm calling it audible. I'm saying I don't even know what my hand signs mean. First I did this, now I'm doing this. I'm calling it audible. I'm going LIJ to win this one and not Mystico and Bros.
Yeah, I definitely think that I still am sticking with Mystico and Bros. Just because with how I have the night turning out for the Ungovernables is just generally how I have it going.
Okay.
Of where I'm leaning very heavily towards them not winning this match at least.
Okay. Yeah, this is one where I'm like, I had one thing. I'm like, you know what? We're just going to call it audible. We're just going to do it. We're just going to do it and not think about it. First match we have on the regular show, though. This is going to be a ladder match for the vacant AEW TNT title because Edge is injured. We got, oh shoot, I did the mistake of looking at his name. Tanahashi. We got Mark Briscoe, Jack Perry, Dante Martin, Leo Rush, and El Phantasmo. This is one where I'll be honest, I didn't want to have to pick Jack Perry. Because I'm like, you know what? Are they like, here's the question. Are they really going to put all the gold in quotations? Because EVPs, tag titled EVPs, the Continental with Okada, TNT then with Jack Perry. Are they going to put all the gold on the EVPs group, that the elite that Jack Perry is kind of in right now?
Yeah, I definitely think they will. Also, you said the wrong name for Takeshita. You said Tanahashi.
I did say Tanahashi, didn't I? Because the thing in my head, I'm like, oh no, I read the name, and then I just. No,
it's to be fair. On the sheet, that match and Tanahashi's match are right next to each other, and their names are very close to each other.
But I wasn't looking at the sheet. I'm looking at the Wikipedia. I was looking at my phone.
Yeah, it happens. Yeah, no, it's
Takeshita.
I definitely think I think Jack Perry's gonna win, especially with the fact of the only other person in this match I could really see winning it is Takeshita.
Okay. Because I almost put him, by the way. That's the one I like.
I mean, that's entirely fair. Like, because I look at it of where it's like Leo Rush, no. Mark Briscoe, no.
Does Dante Martin have a chance?
No.
Okay.
Dante Martin's in there just to jump off the ladder.
Okay.
And also,
so the Jeff Hardy spot.
Yeah, basically, fingers crossed. Dante Martin, don't hurt yourself on the way down. You have a very bad history of jumping off ladders and hurting yourself. Don't do it. I don't want to watch your leg blow up.
I'm gonna keep this one. I thought about changing it because my gut decision was to go with Takeshita. But no, I'm gonna stay with Jack Perry. I'm gonna stay with Jack Perry on this one. The elite is gonna have all the gold.
Yeah, it's
just not the AEW championship.
Phantasmo, like, mind you, I love El Phantasmo. He was one of my favorites of Bullet Club, mostly because his theme is an absolute banger.
Yeah,
but like, no, realistically, it's Takeshita and Jack Perry the only two I could see. But even at that, I have it that Jack Perry's going to end up getting it, and as well, and just to kind of explain more of the reason.
Go ahead.
I think it's to capitalize on the momentum of Jack Perry, because as much as people don't like Jack Perry, because
to put him over,
it's you continue to carry the momentum that he's been building. Because realistically, as much as people don't like Jack Perry because of the Punk stuff, people can't deny this is some of his best work he's ever done.
Yeah,
to where it's like, capitalize it, and then even that, if it fails and he sucks, cool. Like, we're not at the point of like, oh no, Jack Perry sucked. All right, more at 11.
More at 11. Jungle Boy bad. More at 11.
Yeah. Like, just just capitalize on the momentum and see if you can keep it going.
This is the one thing, and I will say it once, and I will probably say it again as this podcast goes on. I think since we've started the predictions this year, this has been the hardest pay-per-view for me to pick this year. This is the one where I've had the most issues with it. Because
definitely it's a pay-per-view that just it's hard to predict because it's the like.
There's no long storylines. It's just it's like a bunch of exhibition matches in some cases.
I mean, some of these have pretty long booking. Like Moxley Naito is like a multi-month
thing at this point. But it's not like for someone like me who only watches WWE and AEW, this is hard.
Yeah, I mean, no, I understand that part.
I didn't watch Bloodsport. I didn't watch New Japan. I only watched the New Japan matches that you and Retro say I should watch. Like like half of them are Ospreay Omega.
Yes. Because they are great matches. Honestly, just go back and watch the entirety of Kenny Omega's Prime in like 2017.
Yeah.
Oh, chef's kiss, just beauty from start to finish.
Well, moving on, we've got a singles match for the AEW Women's World Championship. Mariah May will be at ringside to support both competitors. We've got Timeless Toni Storm, who is the champion, against Mina Shirakawa. There's no way Toni loses this, correct?
Yeah, I think it's Toni wins this. I think at the end of the match, though, I think we do get like the biggest tease of the Mariah May Toni breakup.
Mm-hmm.
Because there's definitely a part of me that thinks this is the launching point for the breakup.
Okay.
Also, ignore my dog barking in the background.
No, you're good. You're good.
I don't know what she's yapping about out there.
She really wants to give her opinion about Toni Storm and Mina
she's like, I love Shirakawa. But no, like I think it's definitely I don't see like the AEW title changing in at least in this case of where we see that Toni is gonna Mariah May is gonna be kind of conflicted. Almost go to help one, end up picking Toni in the end. But like I definitely think that they're gonna make it a like, oh, like she is not having a good time with this choice.
She is not having a good time. That is for sure.
Fun time for Mrs. May.
So we both got Toni Storm in this one?
Yes, sir.
All right. The next one, I like to see that both you and Retro, because I'm looking at our prediction sheet, both of you have come around to my strategy until further notice. We have the learning tree of Chris Jericho and Big Bill and Jeff Cobb against Samoa Joe, Hook, and Shibata. Soapy, I have an easy rule moving forward. Whatever match Chris Jericho is in, I am picking Chris Jericho until he loses. So I'm going with the learning tree.
Yeah, I'm going learning tree as well. And it's mostly just because of the fact of realistically, Shibata's probably taking the pin here.
Mm-hmm.
And especially with the fact that they're going to continue to try to build it up. I also don't think they're going to have Joe Cobb in the match because in storyline he's hurt. So they're going to bring someone else new in.
Mm-hmm. Who do they bring in that's new?
Beats me. It's
because you're right. They did tease it on Wednesday because they're like, you took out our apple over here.
Yeah. And then like they brought up I always forget his name. It's the guy that just beat up women in New Japan. That's like the only thing I know him for. He showed up, beat up people in AEW too. I forget his name off the top of my head.
I don't know.
But like, yeah, because they showed him and basically told them, no. Sorry, there's a fly that just flew past my face. And it's just like, I want to go in your eyeball.
Oh, it wants to go into your eyeball.
Yeah, but there's definitely I think someone else is going to show up. I don't know who.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, it'll probably be some person that it's like, oh, okay, I didn't expect that person to show up.
Okay.
And, like, I think it's also just as well, it's a little too early.
Is it going to be someone from New Japan?
I think so.
Okay.
I don't know who yet, but it could be someone.
All right.
Especially as well, I do think it's, as much as it pains me to say the sentence, it's a little too early for Jericho to lose.
Mm-hmm. Because they keep showing the, like, what on Wednesday was 67 days.
Yeah.
Since,
they're
like,
going to do, like, Jericho's going to be super obnoxious about being FTW champ. Like, congrats.
Like, that matters.
That no one cares about.
Like, FTW matters. It was made for Taz.
You hold the belt that they literally don't even acknowledge as an actual belt.
Yeah, but he's going to make Le Champion on his back.
Yeah.
Le Champion.
Well, I mean, honestly, if you brought that back, I'd be fine. I actually like that version of Jericho where he was popping a little bit of the bubbly after every match.
Sipping a little bit of the bubbly.
And getting his title stolen at restaurants.
That's when he had the real championship, though. I feel like another match we're all going to agree on is, I'm going to butcher this. MJF, not going to butcher that part, versus Hechicero?
Yeah, I think it's Hechicero.
Hechicero? MJF winning this all day, right? After getting disrespected by who was it? Don't tell me. Tell me.
What are you talking about?
Who did he get disrespected by on Dynamite?
Well, I mean, he got disrespected technically twice.
No, not Will Ospreay. Oh, what was the kid's name?
Garcia.
Daniel Garcia. That's it. I almost wanted to say Chris Garcia, and I'm like, that's wrong. That is just straight up wrong.
Yeah, I have MJF winning this as well. This is MJF's like second match back. Like it's a person that like it's one of the CMLL guys. I think this is the guy that lights rocks on fire. I think that sounds like the wildest sentence until you realize
he lights rocks on fire.
Well, no, because if I remember correctly, I could be getting this wrong. Someone's going to be like, "That's not this guy; it's this guy." Trust me, I promise. Literally, I didn't know CMLL existed until they worked together. I'm not even trying to be mean.
That's they're the Mexican brand, right? Are they Mexican?
There's two
lucha brands, I should say.
Yeah, because there's two brands in Mexico. I forget exactly their names off the top of my head. But if I remember correctly, he's the one that like he comes out and like he's holding two rocks that are on fire.
Oh, okay.
If I remember correctly.
Lucha Libre isn't in Mexico, is it?
No, Lucha Libre originates there. You're thinking of Lucha Underground.
That's what I'm thinking.
It's not a promotion anymore. It died a while ago.
Okay.
Because I think it's AAA and...
Yep, AAA. I've heard of that. I've heard of AAA. Andrade has wrestled in AAA matches when he was a part of WWE the first time.
Yep.
Yeah, but remember, Soapy, also with that promo with Daniel Garcia, the downfall of MJF must be studied. That's what I'm seeing on Twitter.
Those people are smoking.
And I'm also hearing from people that know MJF's agent that this was just him taking the bag and I guarantee that he'll be in WWE after this contract is done.
Yeah, those are the same people that were like, guys, he's going to show up at the Royal Rumble.
I was holding out hope. So
you can hold out as much hope as you want. That tattoo solidified that. I don't think this was just a secured the bag moment.
Next match we've got though is Zack Sabre Jr. versus my boy Orange Cassidy. I gotta go with OC on this one. Cassidy all day.
Yeah, I gotta go Orange Cassidy as well. And it's mostly just because realistically, every time Zack Sabre fights someone from AEW, I'm pretty sure he wins.
Really?
And like, yeah, because he beat
I think last year on Forbidden Door he lost.
I don't know. I don't pay attention to that. They don't. AEW, it's a thing of like you never really pay attention to who wins at what pay-per-view because it doesn't matter.
It's like whose line is it anyways?
Yeah, basically.
The matches are made up and they just don't matter. Let's see.
While you look it up, I'll give.
Yeah, he lost to Orange Cassidy in a 4-way with Shibata and Daniel Garcia for the international title.
Yeah, so I think he'll lose again here, and it's just because of the fact of like Orange Cassidy's kind of been a little bit on a roll again. He's starting to pick up steam again. Zack Sabre Jr. is one of the guys that if he loses in AEW, it doesn't affect him at all. He's not really an AEW guy anyways. He's got the stuff going on over in New Japan with his team. I forget what it's called. I almost said United Empire, and I'm like, no, I can't just put every British guy in one group.
Yeah, and he lost in 2022 to Claudio.
Yeah.
I don't think he wins at Forbidden Door.
Who knows? I don't know what this was.
Yeah, there's
He
only been
shows
2
up
Forbidden
sometimes.
Doors. This will be the 3rd.
Yeah. I mean, who knows? Maybe he continues a losing streak and he's actually confirmed to be the biggest loser.
Yeah.
Move over, Sal.
So we're both going with Orange Cassidy in this one?
Yes.
Normal singles match. Moving forward, we got... This one was hard for me, but I think I know the answer to it. Is a singles match for the IWGP World Heavyweight Championship. We got Jon Moxley versus...
That's the lowest effort Jon Moxley I've ever heard. Put some oomph into it.
Some Jon Moxley.
You're powering up in Dragon Ball.
Well, that's what Robert sounds like. Kenny Omega.
Yeah, you got to put some oomph into it.
Now the Jon Moxley against Tetsuya.
Yep, Tetsuya Naito.
Here's the thing. I don't know anything about the lineage of the IWGP World Heavyweight Championship. I don't know if this is it makes sense to put it on Naito because of X, Y, and Z. I look at it this way. Moxley doesn't lose at Forbidden Door. He's had one match at Forbidden Door. It's in 2022. He don't lose. He ain't losing this. He's staying IWGP. Book it. Moxley with the dub.
Yeah, and as well, it makes sense for Naito to get the championship back because that's who Moxley beat for the belt.
Mm-hmm.
And it's been Naito's kind of been on a spiral because of it. He's very much been it took him super long to get to the top of the mountain in New Japan.
Mm-hmm.
Now, when he got to the top, Moxley came over, it took the belt from him. And as well, there's also the second stipulation for if Moxley wins, he takes Naito's spot in the G1 Climax.
Oh, that isn't listed here.
Yeah, it was Naito had talked about it.
Mm-hmm.
That's one of the reasons why I think Naito is going to win. As much as I'd love to see John in the G1, I think that
could we get a no contest?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I don't think they would do that. But I have Naito winning here. Naito gets his belt back. He can still compete in the G1.
Mm-hmm.
And as well, just the fact of I think that, at least in my opinion, it's better when Moxley is focused more on the AEW side of stuff rather than the world stuff. Mind you, I love that he's the only member of the Shield holding a belt right now. I love that.
I mean, someone just got done holding it for forever.
Hey, that 48 hours someone in the Shield wasn't holding the belt hurt.
48 hours.
And then Moxley's like, all right, give me my... I was about to say, give me my beer. That'd be really distasteful with Moxley.
Yeah.
Because alcoholism is hell. But he's like, all right, I'll go... Fine, I'll pick up the slack again.
Mm-hmm.
To where I definitely think that I could see a world Moxley wins. It's just, I think with me having the Ungovernables lose earlier in the night, I think Naito winning is kind of the hey, you guys lost overall as as a group, but as a faction, you guys won again.
I'll be completely honest. Both you and I make sense then why I might have switched then. Because you had them lose, okay, Naito wins. I have them win, okay, Moxley wins. You can't have both.
I mean, one or the other. It doesn't,
I'm
fine with either result.
Then we have, moving forward, a winner-takes-all match for both the AEW TBS Championship and the New Japan Pro Wrestling Strong Women's Championship. Mercedes Moné of AEW, Stephanie Vanker?
Yeah, something like that.
It's almost like Conquer, but it's like Vanker of New Japan Pro Wrestling. I'll be completely honest. I'm just picking Mercedes Moné because I know who she is. That is, I know nothing about Stephanie. No disrespect to her. I'm not a New Japan guy. I'm picking Mercedes Moné because I'm like, I know who she is.
Yeah, I have Moné winning as well. And the primary reason is this would be insanely fast to drop the belt for Moné. She's only had it for a month or so. It would be, in my mind at least, absolutely insane to have her drop the belt that quickly. that's the main thing. And like, if I remember correctly, Stephanie's been champ for a little bit now. I don't remember exactly how long she's been champ, but I definitely think that it's something of allowing Mercedes to kind of hold the belt she half got to hold, because that's when when she got hurt, and in storyline, Willow hurt her, is what they went with, when in reality, it was Mercedes just slipped.
So Stephanie has held it since March 10th, so 110 plus days, where she won it off of now WWE superstar Gilia. NXT superstar, I believe.
Yeah. Or soon to whenever debut. Gilia.
Yeah, when is she going to debut? I know that's the different thing, but is she going to debut soon?
She has a bunch of stuff to do with I forget what his name is.
Oh, the new promotion,
yeah, it's like
that
Marigold or whatever.
Okay, so probably after she's done with that. But yeah, Stephanie's held it since Cinderella Tournament Night 2 on March 10th.
Yeah. So basically, one person's held it for a month, the other person's held it for most of the year up to this point. So it's definitely a, kind of give Monet that little bit of extra, momentum, and as well of like whatever they have next in store for Stephanie.
Does that mean Monet is going to go do some New Japan dates? Because she would have that belt?
I think so. It's primarily just the fact that, like, she didn't get to do a whole lot in New Japan because she got hurt.
Yeah.
So it's one of those of, like, it could be that she still had those dates scheduled and they just worked out, like, like, to make up for these dates, like, she can have the belt, and then when she's done with those dates, she can lose the championship.
All right. So we're both going with Monet. We got 3 matches left. One of which is a trios match. This is one that I'm throwing out a wild card to try to get you where we're opposite. It is the Elite of the Young Bucks and Okada versus the Acclaimed and Hiroshi Tanahashi. Now I got the name right.
Yeah.
So
I definitely think that sorry, finish what you were saying.
I was just gonna say, go ahead. Go. You want to go ahead. Who you have winning?
I have the Elite winning.
I'm trying to get you here on one, and I'm going with the Acclaimed and Tanahashi. And here's why I'm thinking it. I'm thinking of Dynamite, and maybe I'm not thinking of the wrestling rule of whoever's on top is the one who loses. But I'm just thinking back to Dynamite on Wednesday, where it was like the Elite's like, oh, look at us, we've got all the gold, and then boom, we see the promo from Tanahashi of like, hey, Okada, I'm here, I'm gonna be fighting with them. I'm gonna take a stab. I'm gonna go with the Scissor Boys, Scissor Me Daddy Ass, and Tanahashi.
Yeah, I mean, like, it's primarily the main.
Would it hurt the Elite if they lost? Would it be like that really hurt them?
I do think so. It's because they're still kind of in that building up stage over like where realistically they're a group that no matter what happens, people aren't going to like them because of things that happened, outside of this story.
But aren't they supposed to be heels anyways?
Yeah, it's more of the, I'm trying to find a way to explain. With the way that the Young Bucks have always kind of booked themselves, of where it's themselves. They always kind of, I just say book themselves. Realistically, it's how Tony Khan puts them.
Yeah.
But it's the way that they've always kind of been presented of like, they always kind of come up short in the biggest moments. To me, I think with the way that they've shifted that presentation of to where they've started to actually, come up big in these big moments. Aside from the match with Sting, that gets the exception because Darby Allin almost died, and we just were like, you know what, we can lose.
There was no way Sting was going to lose that match.
Yeah, as much as Sting kept telling them, like, no, you guys should win.
Yeah.
But, like, it's definitely as well, I think Okada getting a loss this early on would be pretty rough. Especially with how he was booked in New Japan in general. Like, Okada was viewed as, like, you beat Okada, you made it. And especially, like, it's the reason Tanahashi got brought in is because him and Okada have a really long-standing feud. It's not like the biggest feud because obviously I mean, New Japan fans, crucify me if you have to when I say it.
Yeah.
Because I'll get crucified for it anyways. Like, realistically, the biggest feud of Okada's career is the Kenny Omega one. But, like, Tanahashi's, like, right behind it.
Yeah.
So it's basically the, like, hey, we kind of get Okada Tanahashi again. Guys, look. Yippee, it's happening again.
It's kind of like how people want to see Will Ospreay and Kenny Omega again.
Yeah.
Hey, guys, remember this? This was fun.
Yeah, we just got to wait for, Kenny's diverticulitis.
Yep.
I think.
Yep.
We got to wait for him to recover from the surgery for it. But, when he comes back, just we will get a repeat of all the hits. We'll get Kenny Okada.
A repeat of all the hits.
Yep. We'll run through all the hits. But no, I have the Elite coming out with the win here.
All right. So you're going Elite. I'm going Acclaimed and Tanahashi. Last two matches. Bryan Danielson versus what is it? Shingo Takagi? Shingo Takagi? Takagi.
I honestly don't know. That one is a shot in the dark. I don't.
Yours sounds better than mine. This is for the Owen Hart Cup tournament first round on the men's side. I'm going with Bryan Danielson. Going with BD. Not DB, going with BD.
Yeah, I'm going the same thing.
I mean,
I know that a lot of people will hear the predictions and be like, wow, AEW won a lot of this one. And it's like, yeah, they're like 90% of the card.
Yeah. I mean, I'm looking at it and I'm thinking the only New Japan that I have winning is LIJ straight up. The other ones are Momo, but she's paired with an AEW. And then, who else? Tanahashi, but he's paired with an AEW. So, like, yeah, you got a point. Like, oh, it's AEW. And I was actually going to ask you, this kind of goes into it before we get to the last one on the card. Is it Tony Khan who is solely booking this? Or is New Japan also being like, hey, let's co-book Forbidden Door?
I think it's co-booking, and it's primarily because that's the only way you can make pay-per-views like this work, is you have to get input from both.
Because if one person's just booking it, it's like, oh, you just want your brand to look good.
Yeah, that's the main reason why I had Moxley losing to Naito, is because, like, if I'm New Japan, I'm like, all right, look, if my women's champ is going to lose, if one of my strongest, like, groups is going to lose in general, I want my damn title back.
Yeah.
I want it back in Japan. I don't want it hanging out in Florida.
With Gia!
Yeah, it's like, I can't keep flying Gia out there.
He loves being out there, though. You know he loves wrestling all over the world.
I just love every single time that someone tells a story of him in Japan. Someone's like, do you see what happened to WWE? He's like, no, I was asleep. I was in Japan. What do you want? I
will say, though, with Jon Moxley, you know what hurt to watch? Because I bet you he had a concussion afterwards. His promo after his Bloodsport match. That was hard to watch, dude. I was watching that and I'm like, dude, you can barely talk right now. You probably have like 6 concussions from your match.
Yeah, it's rough.
He did a hell of a job putting over Bloodsport, but I'm just like, dude, like, take a rest. You just got beat up.
Yeah, it's like, take 5, champ.
Oh, he's always working though. And then last but not least, this one I was conflicted on. Swerve, Will Ospreay, AEW Championship. This is why I was conflicted. Swerve was on top on Dynamite. Usually the person on top before the pay-per-view is the one that's losing. But Will Ospreay, I don't know if they want him to be champ. I don't know if they want his first, like, this is where he wins the title to be it all in London. I kind of feel like that's where it's like, okay, before All In, he loses the international championship. then he wins the AEW championship at All In. That's kind of where I sit with the booking. So that's why I predicted Swerve to win this match.
Yeah, I have Swerve winning as well, but it actually has more to do with where I think the direction of Will's character is going to start to go.
Because he's got to break away from the Don Callis family.
That plays a part of it.
Okay.
Have you noticed something about how Will acts as champion?
Very cocky. He's touching Swerve's championship, and the Daniel Garcia goes, "Oh yeah, next week on Dynamite, both championships will be on the line." Almost like he doesn't think. He's like, "Oh, I've already won this match against Swerve."
Yep, he's starting to get a pretty big head on himself. You know, he's not, and he's also not, like Swerve said, he's not acting like a champ. He's not acting like someone who could be, you know, the head of the company.
Mm-hmm.
And do you notice what he keeps getting involved in a lot?
Tell me.
He keeps getting involved in matches that he's getting beat the hell out of them. Because you notice who got beat up for 90% of him versus Gates of Agony?
He did.
Exactly.
He did.
To where it's what I think they're going to do.
Mm-hmm.
I have Swerve winning.
Yep.
I think it's Swerve is going to beat Ospreay clean. And I'm even going to do a little bit of fantasy booking here. I'm doing
Go ahead.
Booking, ladies and gentlemen.
The floor is yours.
I don't know if any women listen to this. So gentlemen and possible lady out there. I think Will loses at All In.
Mm-hmm.
He is then going to lose to Daniel Garcia because, one, he's been through absolute hell just with getting beat up. And I think from that point, that's when Don Callis drops the, "You said you didn't need us."
Yeah.
And that's when the actual full split happens. Because basically Don Callis will be like, "Yeah, no, you are nothing without us. You only won the belt because of me.
Mm-hmm.
You only got to this mission because of me. I'm not getting involved anymore," because Will openly said on Dynamite, "I don't need the Don Callis family. I don't need them."
Yeah.
To where I think this is going to lead into that's how you split him up from the Don Callis family, is Don Callis will just kick him out.
Mm-hmm. He'll just be like, "Yo, you're done."
Because originally, I thought it was going to be that Takeshita would cost him the match.
Mm-hmm.
Because I have a feeling in some way, shape, or form, in the ladder match, the Don Callis family is going to get involved to try to get Takeshita to win.
Mm-hmm.
Which, it also leads into what I don't want to have happen, but how I think Jack Perry's going to win. Is the group he was in New Japan, I think, is going to show up, House of Terror.
Okay. And help him win.
Yeah. To where basically it makes the Elite and House of Terror look good. To where, you know, they're all going to start having the thought of like, "Hey, why didn't Will come out and help? You're a part of the family. You could have helped Takeshita win a belt."
Yeah.
To where I definitely think it's the Will losing here, I think, is going to lead into like the next big thing.
Mm-hmm.
And as well of, I think they're going to start going into the place of where, like, Will's kind of been opposed a lot to how Don Callis treats him.
Mm-hmm.
And how Don Callis is like, "No, like, stop being nice to people, you know, like, kill them."
Yeah.
Basically, Don Callis is basically the "kill him! Shoot him!
Kill him!"
You know, because, like, he doesn't want to do the Tiger Driver 97.
Mm-hmm.
He never really wants to do the Stormbreaker because it's like, oh, like, that actually can hurt people.
Yeah.
You know, like, all he does is the Hidden Blade. Because, like he said to Swerve, like, when Swerve brought up his family, he did the, like, "Oh, like, you know, I'm not going to hold back. Like, I will hit you with this move and I will hurt you."
Mm-hmm.
To where, like, I think what's going to happen, like I said, I think Swerve's winning. We're going to start to see a more, like, not unhinged version, but, like, we're going to see Ospreay kind of start to go into a little bit of a free fall.
Mm-hmm.
To where, like, I think the bounce back will be at Wembley when he eventually has his match against, like Takeshita or someone.
Okay. So what you're saying is, and let me get this right, at All In, because this Sunday, Forbidden Door, we've got basically all of July and then all of August, because All In isn't until August 25th. He is not going to be in a match with Swerve at All In. He's not going to win the title at All In.
Yes.
He maybe doesn't win the title. Like, question then number 2. do we wait until All In 2025 before Will Ospreay is AEW champion?
I think so.
Okay.
Primarily because of who I think the next AEW champ's going to be. But
Who?
I think it's going to be Daniel Bryan. Or Bryan Daniel.
Okay.
Primarily because, one, Bryan Danielson taking on that role as like top champ and kind of going into that like that pseudo retirement that he talked about.
Yeah.
Of where like he's not going to wrestle every single night like he keeps wanting to. Like I think it's a perfect time for him.
The Roman title treatment.
Well, the only thing is he's going to be around more than Roman will.
Yeah,
because
but he's not going to wrestle.
As much as he says the like, I'm not going to wrestle every week. He's going to wrestle every other week. Let's be real here.
He'll wrestle until he can't no more.
This guy's brain was cooked, and the doctors are like, "Don't do it," and he's like, "Nuh-uh, I'm going to find a way to do it."
Nuh-uh, I can do it.
The guy had like his orbital bone fractured in his face, and the doctor's like, "Don't wrestle," and he's like, "But if I wear an eye patch, is it fine?"
Yeah, if I wear an eye patch, is it fine? Yeah, the other thing for me, and I've got my pen out because Soapy, we've been very good, but I have to get a point across here. One of the main reasons why I'm picking Swerve to win is I feel like if Ospreay wins this match, yes, it makes Ospreay look good, but it'll make, and let me write it down, it will make Swerve look like a little.
Yeah.
It's going to make him look like a little if he loses this match.
Yeah, I mean, I fully agree. Because the fact that it's like Swerve would look like, a little like you just look dumb. Because the whole thing is that
you wanted to say it too, and then you stopped yourself.
Yeah, I'm trying to keep the swear counter down, all right?
Hey, we've only had 2, and I'm the one that added to it. Minimal editing.
Yeah, but no, I think realistically, I fully agree. Like, I think Swerve losing here would be really bad.
Yeah.
And it's primarily because the fact of, like, one, Swerve's the one who keeps making every feud personal.
Mm-hmm.
He's the one that was like, yeah, you're not ready to be the top guy like I am. You're not ready to be the face of the company. And then just to lose after doing all of that would be like, that would just make it look so bad.
Yeah.
So we're like, I fully agree.
Because he's only been champion since April 21st at Dynasty. It's about 68 days.
Yeah.
So that's like what? Almost, it's just over half the time that we were talking about the other championship, Steph from New Japan. Like, it's just over half the time she's been champ.
Yeah, and I definitely think it's as well of, like, he'll probably end up with one of the shorter reigns. I wouldn't be surprised of it.
Does he get to 110 days like Joe did?
How many days away is till 110?
So all of July. So basically all of July would be 31 more days. That would put him at 97. And then another 24, 25 to get to All In?
Yeah, I don't think he loses the belt at All In.
Okay.
So I think
he'll get way over 110.
Yeah, he's going to lose it at Wrestle Dream. That's my prediction.
Wrestle Dream, really?
Yeah.
So
primarily because...
So you think he's going to hold the title all the way until October 12th?
Yes.
Okay.
Mostly because then that's when Daniel Bryan wins.
Okay. Is Daniel Bryan from Seattle?
Yes.
Or Washington, I believe?
Yeah, they're both from Washington.
Okay, because that's in the Tacoma Dome in Tacoma, Washington.
Yep. Yeah. So yeah, that's the main thing. But like, no, I definitely I had Swerve winning here, mostly just because as well, Swerve's been one of the more entertaining champions they've had in a hot minute.
Yeah.
Like, it was refreshing with Joe.
Whose house?
Swerve's house. I dance like Prince Nana, but I have no rhythm. I do the Prince Nana dance, but I have no rhythm.
And I swerve when I drive, and I swerve when I drive.
Yeah, like it's been so fun to see just Swerve's growth from what he was when he was in NXT. To
Isaiah Swerve Scott to now.
Yeah, like it is just so vastly different, and it's so good.
But dude, he was the leader of Hit Row.
Yeah, great group Hit Row, where
Hit Row.
AJ Francis is still wrestling.
I think he's in TNA, right? Joe Hendry made fun of him.
Yeah, he was the one that when Joe Hendry got twerked on, that was his group.
Yeah. And then B-Fab is with the Street Profits.
Yep. And Ashante the Adonis is somehow still in the company.
He's in WWE 2K24.
Yeah, shout out to him.
Probably gets modded over a lot, but he's there.
It definitely gets modded over.
Definitely gets modded over. Any final thoughts on this card, Soapy?
I think it's going to be a pretty solid card.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if this is the best Forbidden card. Well, Forbidden card.
The
Forbidden Door card they've had.
Mm-hmm.
But like, I definitely think it's a solid one. I think that being able to include a lot of the CMLL guys, and as well getting the like guys who work for AAA and CMLL to be able to be in the same matches together is really cool, considering both those companies hate each other.
Yeah.
But
mending relationships is what Tony Khan's trying to do.
Yeah, except it half worked because when they wanted to work with Roosh, I think it was AAA was like, no, that's not happening. Granted, that's the bad story between
that doesn't happen here.
Yeah, they're like, we don't like that guy. We hate him as a human being, and it's like, all right, never mind. We're not fixing that one.
Never mind. We'll be okay. Forbidden Door to me is always one of those pay-per-views where it's like, you know what? Storyline. Some of the time storylines be damned.
I've survived my laptop almost blowing up.
Oh, is that why you froze? Because I can hear you, but you're frozen. Hello? I can hear you. Uh-oh. Did we lose him? Is he back? Am I gone? Is he back and I'm gone?
No, it is. It was me.
I could hear you, but you froze completely.
Yeah,
you were like, I survived the laptop blow up. And then you were like, hello? Hello?
Yeah, I started having the William Afton moment. Hello?
Welcome to your first night at Heel Talk.
Yeah, welcome to your Forbidden Door predictions.
But like I was saying, Forbidden Door is usually a card where it's like, sometimes you got some storylines, but storylines be damned. Just sit back, watch some great matches.
Yeah, that's basically 90%.
True graps, baby. True graps.
Real graps.
Real graps. My future son will be telling me about these true graps.
Yeah, your wife will walk in lingerie. Don't pay attention. Boobs are temporary. Real graps are forever.
Real graps are forever. Oh, man. But that's going to do it. Soapy and I, here's the thing. We will be live for Forbidden Door. Here's the caveat, though.
All right.
So won't be live for the pre-show. Pre-show starts at 6. I get off work around 6.
Okay.
I should be home by the time the main card starts, so we'll be live pretty much right at the start of the main card, because that's when I will be home. All right. I'll be getting home from work. So we will be live. We just, might not be early like sometimes. It'll probably be right on or right after the main card starts. But let us know what you guys think down below. Discord, join it in the description. Patreon in the description. Apple Podcast, Spotify in the description. Soapy's over that way. Great co-host as always. I'm over this way. Great host as always. Am I allowed to say
ego
that?
Stroker.
Is it allowed for me to say because you pointed back at me? But that's going to do it for our Forbidden Door predictions. We will be back. Ooh. Let me check here. I think is Monday our normal heel talk time?
Yeah, Mondays are normal, and then we got to figure out a day to record the prediction.
So here's the thing. Yeah, Mondays are normal heel talk time. Wow, time flies when you record heel talk.
One time I remembered what Monday we were supposed to record. This wasn't hey, so what are we recording?
Oh no, so what it was so we were gonna record on Monday. I wanted to see basically Raw what would happen. The Wyatt 6 showed up. So that's why we recorded on Thursday. This week we had the predictions. So this Monday we will be recording. I'm going to say this Wednesday. Are you good Wednesday night?
I should be.
Wednesday night tentatively is when we will record our predictions for Heatwave and Money in the Bank. which is next weekend. We got a lot of pay-per-views this weekend. We got a lot of pay-per-views next weekend. Pay-per-views. We will be here for it. I want to thank you guys for everything that you do. Hit us up down below in the description with everything that you want, everything. Well, in the comment section, I should say. Don't hit us up in the descriptions. Click everything into the descriptions. For Soapy, for Ricky, we're going to get out of here. Thank you guys for everything. And as always, have a good day, everybody.
Bye.
As always, we'd like to thank the people who make these videos possible, our patrons, whose names are displayed on the screen now. If you'd like to become a patron, click the link in the description below. And if you'd like to check out another video from MVP Entertainment, hit the video in the upper left. As always, thanks for watching.